It is a sigh of relief to coffee growers across the country, especially small-scale farmers. President Uhuru Kenyatta has announced a raft of measures aimed at boosting the coffee subsector, among them introduction of a Cherry Advance Fund in July this year. President Kenyatta says Cherry Advance Fund would go a long way in addressing issues of delays in payment that coffee farmers encounter.
We have, as of this year, set up a Kenya shillings 3 billion Cherry Advance Revolving Fund to be operational from July 1 of this year.
The Cherry Advance Fund was welcomed by stakeholders in the coffee value chain, who say the initial intent of the fund must be maintained at all cost.
I am going to be on the lookout for the framework. I don't know which institution is going to give. It's a welcome thing. So I have concerns on the issue of the framework. But more important, I know that most of these cooperatives are heavily indebted to coffee buyers, to Sassinis of this world, to the Kakusis of this world. And this revolving fund will never make sense unless we look at this issue of how much the cooperatives are currently indebted.
Marketing is a challenge because when you go to Nairobi Coffee Exchange, the buyers converge there. They will have already taken your coffee samples. And then you cannot dictate the demand and supply.
The president also announced that under a new regulatory framework, the coffee subsector would be liberalized to usher in a new era of direct marketing by cooperative societies.
These reforms are farmer-centric and have been designed to boost production, reduce the cost of processing and milling, as well as the transaction costs in the auction market.
Other interventions include a requirement for all coffee cooperatives to present audited annual reports to the Agriculture Cabinet Secretary within 6 months of every calendar year, with a simultaneous release to the entire membership of the respective society and the public.
In this regard, we have, through the State Department of Cooperatives, embarked on the task of formulating an appropriate legal framework for annual audits of all cooperatives in the country, with the ensuing audit accounts being presented to the Cabinet Secretary within 6 months of the end of every calendar year.
The president said the new interventions that are in line with aspirations of members of cooperative societies are aimed at having well-managed, financially stable and efficient circles. Brian Itava, Channel 1 Business.